Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk MJ. And today we have one more episode, episode 10. And today we're going to talk about the album Dangerous, which is like the favorite album of like a new guest we have today. The guest is from Canada. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Leah Dennie, and I'm from Toronto.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leah, for joining today.
Of
And
course.
and like the first two questions is the questions that I like to ask to every single fan who joins the podcast. So the first one is when and how did you become a Michael Jackson fan?
Definitely, I've been a fan for the longest while. Firstly, I was introduced by Michael Jackson. Um, the first time I saw him was like when I was watching a award show, and I was about 4 years old at the time, so it must have been like 2000, 2001. And he was receiving an award, and they were just like playing Billie Jean. That was the first time I heard the song. So I was like, oh, I like this song. And then my sister, my older sister, was also a Michael Jackson fan too. So she had like his albums and she would play it in the house. And more, I used to listen to his songs. So I was just like, I like his music. I got to learn, watch his short films, his music videos, seeing the Ghost short film that he did, and this is all like being 5 years old. So I grew up with Michael, and that's how I got to be a fan. And my dream was to meet him, but unfortunately he passed, so I was never able to make that happen.
Okay, you were so young, so I need to ask, were your parents like Michael Jackson fans at the time?
They knew of him and they knew of his music, but it's just like they just knew like, oh, our kids like him, so they just went along with whatever music we were playing in the house.
Okay, nice. Oh, that's so nice that you got to see Michael on TV like when you were four.
Yeah, yeah. Like for me, it's like the Michael that I would remember is the Invincible era. So like, when he came to New York City and like came out of the blue. And I remember that was breaking news, hearing about that, and I was like wishing that I could go and meet him too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I wish I would have seen him on TV like when I was that young, but I don't
Yeah.
know if you ever heard like of this story. When I became a fan, I was 10, and it was actually when Michael passed. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
it's okay. Because anyway, I fell in love with him at that time, so it's totally fine. But I saw him on the music video of Black or White. That's when it happened. And
Yeah.
after I basically like was so mesmerized by him, like watching like the whole
Yeah.
video. And after that was when the reporter was talking about like Michael Jackson has just like passed. And but I couldn't forget him, and I just like became like this huge fan.
Right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
funny because in our generation, it's like people would expect us to like listen to other artists within our like generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like we are liking music. Like that's the thing about Michael's music. Like his legacy lives on and has such an impact. Like we're younger generation, but we're still listening to his music. It's
True. That is
amazing.
so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the second question, do you have a favorite song or favorite album if you cannot pick a song?
You know what? It's so hard as a Michael Jackson fan. Like it switches with me all the time. For sure though, my favorite album is Dangerous. It used to be History when I was really little,
Mm.
but somehow I changed to Dangerous. For now it's Dangerous. Always has been for a while. But music wise, I want to say unreleased. My favorite song is Someone Put Your Hand Out.
Okay,
But released would have to be Human Nature. I
nice.
I just always vibe the intro and to the ending, and just heavenly music to my ears.
I love Human Nature.
Right?
Uh, yeah, it's so good. I always say that I do not have a favorite song because I cannot pick one.
Right.
But if I really, really must pick a song, I just pick Black or White because that's when I fell in love with Michael.
Aw, cute. Yeah, Black or
Yeah.
White is a good one too.
So
Yeah.
that's why if I really have to pick, I would pick this one. But favorite album, I do love Bad and and Invincible. These are my two favorites. Yeah.
Oh, that and which one? Oh, Invincible.
Invincible.
Yes. Oh, Invincible's a good one too.
All right. So now starting with the theme of the day. The next question is about the Dangerous album. What is your favorite song, and why does it resonate with you, and how did that album influence you personally as a fan?
You know, Dangerous, I like so many favorites. Like, it's so hard to pick, right? Like, so many good ones. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. But if I had to pick, it's definitely Keep the Faith, because it's so uplifting. You know what I mean? And I, in my past, I was bullied in school, and I had a hard time making friends, and I felt very lonely. And Keep the Faith was a song that I constantly used to listen to all the time, and it used to actually help me. Like, it helped me get through school, helped me get by, because it was just so motivational for me, So like on my darkest, lowest days, like I always used to listen to Keep the Faith.
That's a very good song, yes. And I'm sorry to hear that you went through this in school. But I'm glad that Michael was there for you
Yeah,
through his
absolutely.
music. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like I was given a hug, Like every time I was listening to it, it just made me feel so good and so much better, So it kind of.
That's just like you mentioned that I have like posted like videos about that, in the sense that listening to Michael Jackson music, it's like him giving us
Right?
fans a hug.
I know, right? I know.
I love
Yeah.
that. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Michael's music does that to you. Yeah.
Right. For me, I'm not gonna talk about Danger since it's not my favorite album, but I'm gonna go with like Bad. Let's say Bad. I would say first of all, it's like my favorite album. It was like my first item of my collection. It was the first thing ever I bought of Michael Jackson. Was the Bad CD.
That's the bad CD. Oh.
Yes. So I remember just playing that CD on like my parents, like we have this little radio or player, CD player. And I remember like playing that almost every day, or maybe every day.
Yeah.
And sometimes there is like an album that you want to skip a song, but
Yeah.
Bad, I never skipped songs.
Yeah, no, you couldn't do it, right?
I just like loved every single thing. Like, so I don't know. That is just so good. I mean, I love all Michael's albums, but
But that's the one that sticks with you, right? Yeah, I get it completely. Especially
Yeah.
my favorite song on that is Liberian Girl. Like,
Oh,
hands
so
down.
good. Yes. Yeah, and it's so special too to actually like listen to the CD itself. I know nowadays like a lot of people just like go to YouTube or listen to songs like online, Spotify, things like that. But listen to a song from a CD, it
It's so
hits
authentic,
different.
right? I
Yeah.
know. It's so true. It's so
Yeah.
true. I do the same too. It's just everything's just better. Like I still have all the I collected like all the Michael Jackson albums through CD, and I'm doing it on vinyl now. So like I have most of the vinyls. So I'm starting to collect like Jackson 5 stuff now. But like yeah, I have Bad on as a vinyl too. So
Yeah.
feels so good.
So good. Okay, next question. How do you think Dangerous compares to Michael's previous album in terms of like musical style and themes?
I was saying like when it comes to Michael Jackson and whenever he would produce like new albums, it's like he studied like the new sounds of each era. So it's like Off the Wall, you had disco, and then Thriller and Bad, like that's the 80s. So he had like more of a retro type of vibe, but then it's like Dangerous. It's like you have like the 90s sounds of the 90s, and it's just you feel the different vibes of that, and it's just like when it comes to Dangerous, it's like you have different genres of music in one album. You have like I was saying, Keep the Faith, and then also Will You Be There is like more of like a gospel uplifting type of genre. And then you have Give In to Me, that's like heavy metal, but then you have like your pop songs too. So there was like so many different genres within one album. you know,
Hmm.
which is totally different from Michael's past albums, you know, which makes it
Yeah,
so different. Even like the style and the era too, like it it just makes it different. But
true.
what I love about Danger is that he still kept the curls. I love the curls.
Yeah, I love the curls too. And I gotta say, I mean, I do love like off the wall Thriller Bad, but like the music videos like from the like the Dangerous album, like they were pretty good. Like when I think of like Remember the Time, like the it's so like awesome, like the choreography, like everything there, like in the black and white music video. It's I know like Thriller is like the greatest thing of all
Of all
time,
time, right?
but like I don't know, Danger is like pretty special. Like I don't know, it was like a music video especially. They
Yeah.
were really good
It was
in the Dangerous. Yeah.
right, like all the music videos in that within that album, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're like so good. And especially like the choreographies. I know like for the Dangerous song, Michael didn't do like a music video. There is no music video for Dangerous, but you know, like the when he performed for the like MTV Awards, like that whole choreography, I'm like, my goodness,
Right?
it's like so good.
Right. I know. I wish he did a music video for Dangerous. I don't know why he didn't.
Right,
You
right. That
know?
would be great because it's literally the name of his album. He should have
Right.
just done a music video for Dangerous.
Right. Even Invincible too, there's no video for that either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things you wish there was a music video for it.
Actually, for Invincible, I don't think there is like any. Wait, is there any music videos for
There's
Invincible?
yeah, well there's You Rock My World and then there's Cry.
Yeah, just these two. But even Cry Michael is not even there. So it's like it
Mm-mm.
felt like I don't know, he could have done more music videos there. But like for
Yeah.
Dangerous, I don't get why he had such a good choreography and why not make a music video.
Why not? I know, right? I know. I ask myself the question all the time, and it was such a good song too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
catchy.
it is. Even like, who is it? It's so rare, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like he's in the video, and it's like nobody talks about that much. Like,
True.
yeah,
True.
yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Next question. In your opinion, how did the album influence pop music in the 90s and beyond?
I was gonna say like because of the doors that Michael had opened for other artists. It's like we have artists of today like Chris Brown, for one, Beyonce, Usher, Justin Timberlake. All of them are just like so influenced by Michael's music and style and genre. Like we have artists sampling Michael Jackson songs now. You know, so it's like if it wasn't for Michael Jackson, then you wouldn't even have these artists of today that's so influenced by him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how he has influenced like stars of today, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, especially for black artists too. Like he kind of paved the way so that other artists can make it in the industry. You know,
Right. Right. Um, what are your thoughts on the music videos from this album, like Black and White and Remember the Time, and how did they impact the way fans experienced the songs?
with Remember the Time, it's like, oh, that's you know what you remember the time. I want okay. Remember the Time is my favorite Michael Jackson video of all time. I pick between Smooth Criminal and Remember the Time just because of the choreography. But with
Yes.
Remember the Time, it's like you have an all black cast. You know, you have other stars within the video. You have Eddie Murphy, Iman, Magic Johnson. You have like a whole bunch of people, and it's just you have a whole Egyptian theme, and the choreography isn't even like everything about that video. I love.
Mm-hmm.
Even like from the beginning to end, it's just like you're watching it and you're just like you can't take your eyes off of the video because it's just so graspful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I
And even
mean,
with Mhm.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, even with Black or White, like you have it just talks about like racism and it just gets straight to the point, you know, which I
Mm-hmm.
really love, especially for that time in the 90s. It really just helped make a difference when it came towards like racism.
Mm-hmm. True. And one thing about the black and white, oh, sorry, no, remember the time is that Michael feels like very magical
Yeah.
in that video. And it kind of reminds me of Billie Jean, you know, how he disappears and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, that's true. In the end, right?
Yes, yes. For some reason, I just compare these two. I love when Michael is like all mysterious and disappears and all kinds
Right.
of stuff. Yeah. And
Surprising you out of nowhere. Then you had the cat come out and
mhm, mhm.
yeah, yeah. Like he
Right.
outsmarted all the guys that were trying to come after. Is that just because he was coming? He pretty much took the queen away from the king, right? Like,
Mhm, mhm.
so it was. I was just like, wow, Mike is being like he's just doing that, like taking away someone's wife, and So yeah, I love the video very much.
I do remember the time for the first time as a kid. And when I saw Michael kissing,
Yeah.
I remember being in shock. I was
Say
like,
me
oh.
too, me too, me too. Oh, I was gonna say like even like within the era of Dangerous, it's like you had Michael. You've seen Michael in a way you've never seen him, like in the closet with Naomi
Mm,
Campbell. I'm just like, who is this? Like, who is this shy man who's so like, so reserved? Like he's out there like doing like a little sexy dance with Naomi Campbell. Like, even when I saw that for
right.
the first time as a kid, I was like pretty shocked too.
Yeah, yeah. In the closet is actually worse. I know there is no kiss, but it's
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 right.
worse.
As a
Yeah.
kid, like I couldn't really watch the video as a kid, but like now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, wow, Michael's feeling has a different side I've never seen before. And then
I
you know what's
think.
funny? It kind of reminds me of Janet's Love Will Never Do Without You. But I know Michael did it first, but it's like they're both kind of similar. They're both in the
Mm,
desert. They're both
yeah.
dancing with like models, and it's very similar, which I love. But I was just, yeah,
Hmm.
Michael definitely had a different side.
True. I think like I watched, but I was just jealous of Naomi.
Me
Things like
too.
even as a kid, I was like, "You're taking my husband."
I
I used to
know,
call
right?
Michael my husband. Oh
No,
my
me
god.
too, me too, me too. Like I wish I was Naomi. Like she is so damn lucky to even like be dancing with Michael like that.
Yeah. Um,
Right?
talking about like the dance, have you ever watched like the performance Michael did? Like, remember the time that he was sitting? He was
Yeah, because
sitting
he had like a broken foot, right?
something like that. But now I want to ask your opinion because do you actually think Michael like hurt himself, like his foot was actually hurting, or do you think? Okay, I don't want to judge Michael, but I wonder because Michael is such a perfectionist and he has never performed like remember the time choreographies live, and I
It is, right?
wonder like what if he just didn't want to mess up and he just did it sitting. I wonder that.
I wonder that too. Like, I mean, he was still doing the hand motion. So,
Mm-hmm.
I know when he would try to stand up, he'd be limping. Because that's when
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, maybe his leg is hurting. But I
Mm-hmm.
think with
Mm-hmm.
Michael, he was raised like even in the Jackson Five. Like, if you have a toothache, you still have to perform. If you have a sore throat, you have to perform. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was probably just raised in the technique. Like, if you're sick or not feeling well, you still have to go out and put out a show. So he's like,
Mm-hmm.
broken foot or not, I'm still gonna go out and just be there and do my thing. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I heard a story about him having a sore throat in the Jackson Five, and
Mm-hmm.
he had to just lip sync. Like even though he wasn't feeling well, he still had to perform.
Perform.
So
Mm-hmm.
like I guess it's just his thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, would you like to share anything else?
I was gonna talk about the biopic that's supposed to be coming out this year.
Yeah. Um. Oh my goodness. I'm just like waiting for this movie trailer.
Me too. I was so disappointed when I found out that they moved it from April to October. Like, look how
Mm-hmm.
far away October is.
I know, but I feel like it's almost like end of February, and I'm wondering, shouldn't they release this trailer or try to promote a little bit? Because I feel
Mm.
like there is no marketing going on. I don't know.
Yeah, like even like I want to see like an official like what do you call it? Like like a trailer, but also like the, how do I call it? Like the poster for
The
the movie.
posters. Hmm.
Yeah, like I want to at least see that so you know that okay, there's something that's coming, you know.
Hmm.
I'm just waiting for a trailer like you. Like I just want to know, because I know
Right.
so much work has been put into it. Remember when they had the contest I can't remember.
Yes, like Hugh Los Angeles Foundation had the contest. Is that to be part
Ah,
of the movie? Is that what you?
yeah.
Hmm.
So somebody got that opportunity and
No, it was not even like a contest. It was actually a bidding.
a bidding. Yeah, right,
Yeah,
correct.
I mean, if it was a contest, that would have been better because, like, how is it fair to do a bidding? It's not like everybody's rich. Like, whoever is going to be the
Yeah.
richest person is going to get it. I think they sold it for like over 30K.
Oh,
I
is that so? Ugh,
think so. I think it was over 30K. And I'm like, how am I spending? Oh, sorry. How am I spending like $30K to be part of
yeah.
like this project? Like I barely. I
I,
barely have like 1K to go to attend like a Hula event, and
I know
I
what
still
you
do
mean.
it.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
It's it felt like a little unfair. I think it would have been better. Let's say, oh, you just donate some like whatever amount you can donate, and then you're gonna be entered to a drawing, something like that.
Yeah.
That would have been fair to all the fans because I'm pretty sure so many fans would have donated.
Oh, for
And,
sure. For
but
sure.
but
Yeah.
a bidding is gonna be just like whoever is like the richest person or the craziest, I guess.
Right. I'm so curious to know who actually won. I wish they said like they announced it, but I guess we
Yeah, I
won't
don't
know it
know.
until we see the movie and then that person might post about it.
Yeah, maybe the person is going to post about it, but I don't even know if it's going to be such a big thing because I thought it was about like being an extra in the movie, wasn't
Oh,
it?
it's not an extra? I thought it was an extra for
I,
something.
so like does the extra have like a very big scene because I don't even think so.
I think it's for like I think it's for the fans. Like they're playing a fan, so like they're in with the crowd, so they
Okay.
might see themselves, but like yeah, as an
Okay.
extra, like they might not see themselves, but they.
I don't know, paying this much money to not even have a like nice scene. I don't know.
I know. Well, I guess we'll see, right?
We'll
I'm just
see.
excited about yeah. Like honestly, I think Jafar really deserves it. I know,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see anybody else playing the role of Michael, so
Mm-hmm.
I really all we got was just the behind the scenes stuff, right? So
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah, I got excited that it was Jafar. Like it's so hard to think of anyone as being like Michael, but his nephew, we are like, okay, that's fine. Jafar is good. We're okay with that. You know what I just thought of as like being like a very good like extra? What if it was a scene like Michael is performing and you know how one fan from the crowd
Oh,
goes to a stage? This was the extra, I would be like, yes,
oh
the
yeah, right.
30K is worth it. The
We've
30K.
seen it. We've seen it on so many tours, and like I'm just watching it and envying this fan. Like you get to go on stage and hug Michael and just like touch him and feel his hair, and that would have been a cool extra. Yeah, that would have been
Yes.
cool.
I
Yeah.
just thought about it. That would be like the greatest extra.
Right? I know. Like sometimes I get so upset. I'm just like, why did Michael have to die? Like I just wish I met him just one time. Like I wish I
Mm-hmm.
got to like meet him and talk to him and just let him know that he's loved, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I feel the same way. Like I always like wanted like to. I mean, I could never have this dream, but like I always wish that Mike was actually alive. I was like, why did I become a fan after he died? Things like that. But
I know. I know.
yeah, I'm like blaming my parents. Like, why am I? Why was I even born so late? you know,
I forgot. When are you born again?
98.
Oh, so you're just like 2 years younger than me.
Yeah, I'm 98. And, so wait, you're from 96. Well, Michael was in Brazil in 96.
Yes.
And I am always like, see, Michael Jackson was so close to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't even exist, but Michael was so close.
I know, right? I know. Like There are times like even I'm in Toronto and I only heard that he came one time to Toronto, which was like 1984, so I wasn't even born yet. But
Mm-hmm.
when I met Prince in 2018, and he said that he's been to Canada before when he was really little, but like nobody really knew about it. Like he just came,
Mm-hmm.
Michael came. I don't know what it was for, if it was for some meeting or something, but like he came to Toronto. Was it Toronto, or I think it was Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And Prince is like how he barely remembers it because he was so little.
Right. Wait,
I was like, wait,
so
you came? Sorry.
how did you meet Prince? In which event?
Oh, it's pretty funny actually. We had an award show here in Toronto called the MMVAs. I don't think that's
Mm-hmm.
happening anymore. But
Okay.
anyway, Prince was a presenter at the
Okay.
award show, and
Mm-hmm.
he came to Toronto to stay at a hotel, and then I was told by a friend of mine that he was coming to Toronto, and like, and to message another MJ fan friend of mine about it. So like I messaged her and I was like, "Oh, is it true that Prince is here?" And I think he was doing a meet and greet too. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was working at the time, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, should I like make an excuse to leave, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like I want to meet him really bad. So I told my boss that I wasn't feeling well, just so that I could go, like, because I was told that he was visiting for like about 2 hours before he has to go back and get ready to present at the award show. So
Mm-hmm.
my friend let me know the address, and I just like zoomed from work to, I wish I dressed better too, but I zoomed from work to where he was staying, and I came, and he had a bodyguard with him, and he was so sweet and so kind. And I came up to him, and he goes, "Hi, my name is Prince Jackson. What's your name?" And I was just like, that is so sweet, that he introduced himself. You could tell that he was really down to earth. His father raised him very well. He's very
Mm-hmm.
wholesome. He's very sweet. Like he was just chatting with us, like, like, like he was just a normal person. And
Mm-hmm.
told us little stories about his dad and all of that. So I was like, we chatted for about 40 minutes or so. Like we were just chit chatting with other fans. Like this was, I don't even think many people knew about that, but like there's a
Mm-hmm.
small group of us just
Yeah.
there chit chatting with Prince. And then the bodyguard was just like, "Oh, it's time to go." And Prince, we just saw him like go off, like go back to his hotel. And then I remember like rushing home that night so I could watch the MMVA awards and see him present. I was like, it was unbelievable that I met him that day. And I
Yeah.
got a picture, but that was the only time I got to meet him. But it was a really fun time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Prince is such a sweet person. But you should definitely try to come like to an event here in the US.
I know it's been going on. And I'm actually pretty proud of Prince for organizing these events so fans could
Mm-hmm.
get closer from all around the world. It's just hard with like money wise, just planning. You have to like planning
You
everything,
need plan,
you
yeah.
know. But I hope
Mm-hmm.
I can make it happen one day.
Yeah. I hope you can come. Like we gotta hang out. Like it's gonna
Yeah,
be fun.
I know. I know, right? Even like I think you've even attended like the Gary events that was happening, and other events. Even the last Thriller, no, what's it called? The Heal LA, like the one they had at the Palace Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
how was that?
So they call this event the This is Thriller, which is different from Thriller Night, since Thriller Night is in Havenhurst. So they switched like this Thriller Night to be happening only every 5 years. So the next Havenhurst event is gonna be 2027.
7, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So I was there in 2022, which was my first time, and it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I saw they had so many things, like even memorabilia from Ghost movie. They had all of that.
They had like everything, like oh my gosh. And one of my favorite parts, like I'm really scared of like anything like horror, and they had this maze, like a kind of a not maze, what is called, like when you enter like nice, like scary house type of a thing.
Like a
And
haunted house or
oh
something?
yeah, a haunted house. Sorry, like I totally forgot. Like a haunted house. I never go haunted houses, but I was like, I'm in Michael Jackson's house. I need to go through this, and I
I know.
swear to you, I was like so scared.
Once in
Um,
a lifetime, you know?
it
Like,
was one in a lifetime. There was, I think, the worst part of the room was when I entered in this room, and all the lights are just like flashing so much you can barely see things. But
oh,
then they had like these like black bags like hanging from the ceiling, so it felt like you were hitting on bodies that are hanging, you know, like you're hitting. That's how it was
oh,
feeling. I swear to you, that was the worst part of this haunted house. But oh my gosh, it was still so good because they had like also bunch of things from Thriller. There was like this wolf like person zombies. It was amazing.
yeah,
um
I can imagine.
yeah, and like also the best thing is like you get to see a lot of fans, like people that you know online, and you get to
Right?
meet them in person, and you get to see like people like who worked with Michael. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And like you had people like Chris Tucker who came.
yes,
Um,
he was there, I think, on the first night. So I missed Chris Tucker, unfortunately, because they usually
oh,
have two nights. And I went on the Saturday. So Chris Tucker was there on Friday. Same with Paris. Paris there on the Friday. I missed
oh,
Paris too,
oh.
but
So
that's
it's like,
okay.
is it like you do you have the option of going with like either night, or like is whatever you, I don't know
You
how.
can do both, but you gotta pay. So that it costs 1,500. So it's per night. If you have the money to spend 3,000, go ahead to
Oh,
both nights.
oh.
I
I see.
didn't. I didn't have the money. I
I
literally
know.
used my tax refunds for that one
Oh,
night.
that's actually a good choice, actually.
Yeah.
And that's US dollars. I'm trying to think Canadian dollars, so it will be even more than that.
Oh yeah, I don't know how much would be Canadian dollars, but
More than that. Yeah, it's a little, I think it's gonna be more than that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but but it's worth it, right? Like it's worth
It's
it because you
worth
get
it.
to experience
Mm-hmm.
so many
It,
things.
it
Yeah.
was definitely worth it. And for the this is Thriller at the Palace Theater. So for the Thriller night, I actually went with a friend. It was, I don't know if you know this lady. She owns a hostel of like Michael Jackson in Brazil. Um, so she came from Brazil and we hanged out there, which was fine. It's just easier when you're hanging out with someone, right?
Oh,
But for this is Thriller, I had nobody to hang out with, and I went there alone. I swear to you, it's just like it feels like a little boring, but you just get to meet people. I swear to you, that's why I always tell people like it doesn't matter if you don't have anyone to go to a place.
yeah.
You should go because trust me, you're gonna see people that you know online or meet new people.
Yeah, it's true. And I know so many MJ fan friends online, and you're one of
Mhm.
them, you know? So
Right.
it's like, wow, we get to meet each other in person? Like,
Yes, and I
yeah.
got there and I started vlogging and I was like a little shy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was there like a little late. But then like, oh, first person saw there was like Roshka. I forgot her last name, but it's like one of Michael's stylists. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe
Oh, I've
she's
heard of
here.
her. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
and I
of
was like,
her.
I
Yeah.
got excited. Like I'm asking people to take my photo with her, and then I see John Muto, and like John Muto like literally recognizes me, and he's like, wait, didn't you just get married? I was like, oh my gosh, he
They know that.
remembers.
Yeah.
I was like so shocked. I was like, he's like, congratulations, where is your husband? I'm like, my husband didn't come. He's not a Michael fan.
Oh.
But I
But
mean,
you're so brave, because it's like me. Like if it was me and I was all by myself, I would be like so scared. I'm so shy. Like I don't know how to get by myself. Like in any place, I don't know.
I am shy too. I swear, like I am so shy. But like when it comes to like Michael Jackson fans, it's just like I feel like it's the only time I get
Yeah.
to open up. Like I seem to be a little extrovert, but I'm
Yeah.
actually a very shy person. I swear to you. Um, and who else? Oh, I almost missed Prince, but like I still got like to talk to him like a little bit, like right before he had to go on stage. And
Mhm.
when I went to sit down, this guy is asking me like, "Hey, are you Larissa?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Oh, I just followed you on Instagram recently." I was like, "Oh wait, you're the guy from Spain." He's like, "Yeah." So
Yeah.
literally, this
Oh.
guy sitting next to me was like a fan from Spain that we literally like had followed each other like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Oh.
So you get to meet people in person, just like super
Yeah.
exciting,
And
you know?
it's funny how it's like they know you and you're just like, how do you know me? Like, how do you know me? It must have been such a surprise for you. Like, oh, you know me. Okay. And it's like when you meet these fans now, it's like you know them for years because
Hmm.
everybody knows Michael and everybody loves him and you just feel like you belong here, you know?
Yeah. So it was like super exciting to meet like a lot of like people that I know online in person. It was great. And of course, always great to see Prince. And the event itself, like it was really exciting to watch Thriller on TV, like the whole like
On the big
movie, like
screen.
screen, the big screen, yeah. And like hear the Q&A with Rick Baker. It was really exciting. He's the guy who did all the masks for Michael.
Yeah.
So all the stories he was telling us, it was super exciting. And the thing that I was not expecting at all was in the end that like zombies came out in the theater and that they started dancing.
Oh yeah, I saw there's a video clip about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Wow. That's
mm-hmm.
like a little
That
surprise for the fans.
it was because I mean we knew we were gonna watch Thriller, but then when the zombies like started coming out in the movie
Uh,
theater, like oh my god, I was almost
Aw.
expecting where's Mike? Where's Michael coming out? Oh,
Oh my
but
gosh, I can imagine. Well, at least it gave the fans like a vibe. Like they're like not just on the screen, but like on the stage too. Yeah. Oh, it
yeah.
sounded like a fun time.
It was. I feel like every event is just like so well thought out, and they
Right?
plan with the most like special details, and I love it. I love everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Prince is really good at what he's doing and just planning for the fans and knowing what we want to see. So
Mhm.
that's really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you enjoy like us talking about dangers. Let me know in the comments, like, what do you love the most about this album? And I'll see you in the next episode of Let's Talk MJ.